So with the Islam fight, up to that point, the rule was that if you beat somebody who's ranked higher than you, then you take their spot. Like pound for pound, especially. And then Islam beat you, but you kept the number one pound for pound spot.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't think there's a person in the world that disagrees with that.
Yeah.
You know, like you weren't fighting in your weight class. You came up, fought a bigger guy, so you kept number one pound for pound.
Can you explain what pound for pound is?
Okay, so there, let's get into that. So when you say in pound for pound, you take someone, majority of the time you will take it. But at the end of the day, that's always going to be different to an actual, like a ranking, like a featherweight ranking, right? If a featherweight ranking, you beat someone, you take their spot. You just beat the guy. That makes sense. With pound for pound, that has a lot more than just your ranking in that division. So it's gonna come down to skill, pound for pound. Like we understand that. So if we were all the same size, with the same skill, so everything was even playing field except for the skill. Like you had your skill and whatever it was, but we're all the same size. Like who would sort of win? So say, imagine me in a heavyweight's body with the heavyweight strength and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so that, like, you know, what would I do to these heavyweights?
Right.
You know, that's how people would look at it type thing. So it's a weird one. It's obviously, that's why a lot of people just can't stand the pound for pound rankings, but everyone loves talking about it. It's a big deal. And I'll be honest with you. Being a champion was great. Being pound for pound, number one, which Jon Jones just took that from me.
Oh, he did. I didn't Google it.
I don't think with all of them. But I mean, I think with the UFC, yes.
I actually, I was dying to know that, and I resisted that. I wanted to find out with you.
Yeah, okay,
I'm glad Jon Jones won. I'm impressed by his victory, but I just don't think we saw enough in that fight to go ahead and call him pound for pound number one.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's gonna have to do with he actually said it really well, where it goes by what you've done lately as well, right? It's gonna go with that. You know, you might have done a whole heap 4 years ago, but that's got nothing to do with now. You are not pound for pound. We don't know what you're doing right now. So that's always still gonna come into play though. You know, again, you're right. It was just that one, but what he did, moving up, at least he moved up and showed that the pound for pound comes into play. You know, the body of work that we've done in the last 3 years, obviously a lot of people are going to be like, look what Alex has done in the last 3 years, and you can get that. But at the same time, look at what Jon Jones has done as well. So can I really argue that when you look at, he's going to be one of the greatest of all times. So for him to take that, it's like, damn it. You know what I mean? What do you do?
What did you think about his fight? I mean, were you just like, what the fuck?
I expected him to, I thought he should wrestle. I thought if he was to grab a hold of him, I think he's going to do really well if he uses all his tools. I think the biggest problem for him would be with these heavyweights landing on him. But when it comes to wrestling, I think he's going to outdo all the heavyweights, even your Stipe's. I think because Jon Jones' wrestling is incredible. Like you know, and that's people are really. I don't think it's underestimated. I think people know. But I mean, look at even DC. He was taking DC down. You know what I mean? So it's pretty crazy to see what he's capable of. But I didn't expect him to be so aggressive with the wrestling. That surprised me. So because we chatted to him in the lead up to that fight, and he was. Saying that he's seen holes in the stand-up, and I'm like, is he really going to try and exploit that, or is he going to do what he should do and go there? But
range,
it was always,
he just got right in there and closed.
As soon as he found that right time to clinch, and even when he went down and shot, he made sure he was sticking. He's like, I ain't giving this guy a chance, which I thought was very clever. And if I knew that he was going to be in them positions, I would have expected a finish. I just didn't think he would be that aggressive to look for a finisher, to look for the control. I thought he might like play, try and clinch, grab a hold, and then look for a trip or work him on the cage and maybe look for a takedown from there. It was still a little bit different to what I expected, just purely because I didn't expect him to be so aggressive with wrestling.
Right, and on second thought, when I say I don't think we saw enough to give him pound for pound number one, that is kind of like me saying we should punish him for making it look so easy. So maybe he does deserve it. Yeah. But
I appreciate that. I appreciate that you're not too happy about that. So I'm gonna take that. Now actually, as I said, I talked to Jon Jones. We talked to him on UFC Fight Week with Robert Whittaker. We're having a chat to him, and like that question come up where they asked him, they're like, you know, if you win, do you think you're number one pound for pound? Like, well, I was sitting right there. And he goes, look, it goes by, and that's when he touched on me being active and what I've done.
Right.
Look what I've done, that my body of work. So right now he's like, because I'm not chasing pound for pound, I'm chasing
Right.
the greatest of all time. And things like, obviously that's what I'm chasing, but look at the body of work he's done because he's been fighting. I've still got a couple more years to do that, so I'm going to keep pushing for that. But right now, you know, pound for pound was where I was at, which is a great accomplishment, and I still look to get that back anyway. So it motivates me to be like, all right, I want to get back in there. Mm-hmm. Whether it's Gio Rodriguez in July, bang, and then do that rematch with Islam, and you know, and then obviously, like I said, 2023 is going to be a massive year for me.
Do you like shopping on Amazon? I do. And good news is Steve-O's butt wipes for your butthole are available on Amazon. And if you want a real bundle of a deal, you can get Steve-O's hot sauce for your butthole, plus Steve-O's butthole destroyer, and Steve-O's butt wipes for your butthole. It's the butthole bundle, available on Amazon right now.
Yeah, dude.